All right, guys, it is time for us to get ready to do a painting project. And there's a lot of us, there's a lot of things to do, and there's not a lot of time. So we're gonna do this little video first on how do we get paint out, how do we use paint, and how do we clean paint up here in the middle school art room. And hopefully that'll help us be able to have as much work time as possible and be able to paint, because painting is lots of fun, but only if everybody's doing what they need to do when they need to do it. So let's get started. Now, as you come up to the paint counter, it's important that we always have one-way traffic. So everybody's going the same direction so that nobody ends up wearing their neighbor's paint. So we come up to the counter to get our paint tray. When we get to the first spot, we're going to see that there's the paint colors, and we're just going to tell Mrs. Carlisle what 2 colors we want to get started. She'll put those 2 colors in a paint tray for us. And if we need more colors, we can always come back up and get them later on. We just want to make sure we don't ever overfill our paint trays. Once we have our paint, we head on down the counter and we get a paintbrush and a water dish. Don't worry about putting water in the dish. Just grab the dish and the brush and head back to your table. When you get to your table, you're going to see there's a clean water bottle and a dirty water bucket. You'll use the clean water to put some water in your water dish and the dirty water bucket where you put it away. Now we're ready to start painting. We always start painting with our lightest colors first. The reason that we do that is because our darker colors will cover up our lighter colors completely. It doesn't work the other way around. The orange covers up the yellow, but the yellow would never be able to color up the orange. When it comes to mixing colors, we want to make sure that we're always adding the darkest color to the lightest color. For example, if I was mixing these yellow and these orange colors together, on the one, I've added lots and lots of yellow and it barely changed the orange. On the other one, on the left, I added just a little bit of orange that was left in my brush, and look how much it already changed it. We would also never want to paint with a paintbrush this full of paint, because that's just asking for it not to work very good. As you're working, if you need new water, get new water, dump it in the dirty water bucket. When you're all done, again, one-way traffic back to the counter to put our stuff away. We put our dirty paint brushes into the dirty paintbrush bucket. We can set our paint trays on the counter if Mrs. Carlisle thinks that somebody else can use them. But what we don't do is put our dirty paint dishes in the sink and walk away. If nobody else can use them, we go ahead and wash them up. Then we make sure that our dirty brushes are in the dirty brush bucket, our water dishes are upside down, and our paint trays are cleaned up or sitting on the counter. When we're all cleaned up at the counter, we go back to our table and make sure the clean water bottle is refilled and the dirty water bucket is emptied out. We make sure that our table is all cleaned up and that there isn't any paint or paint messes on our table. And then we put our painting back on the drying rack. If we do all of these things, we're going to be able to get paint out really easily, and we're going to be able to clean paint up really efficiently. That makes for a happy Mrs. Carlisle.